Hello everyone, this is Debbie and welcome to my channel Ridiculous Goodness, and today we're going to do the weekly guidance reading for December 5th through the 11th, and we're going to use two card decks today, and it's the Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and the Past Life Oracle cards also by Doreen Virtue. And so I'll, shuffle the cards as usual and get, well, it's okay. All filled out, but that's okay. But we're gonna get, wow, actually the lighting went really the lighting went really brighter now, and oh, now it's back to normal. I don't know what's up with that, but that was pretty cool. Anyways, so we're gonna get 3 cards from here. So, I don't know, that really was cool. I hope you guys saw the lighting change. I mean, I saw it in there, so you guys should see it too. The lighting went really bright. But we're gonna get 3 cards from here, and 1 card or 2 from the past. 2 cards, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. Just 2 cards from the past life. I usually do 1, but we'll just do 2 cards from there. But 3 cards from here. So just get 1 more side from there. Okay, so 3 cards from there, and shuffle these a few more times and get 2 cards from here. I'm just amazed by the little things that happen. Let's just keep going with this reading. And yeah, it's a late night reading again for the weekly guidance. Well, I haven't been doing monthlies or the daily guidance lately, but we'll see what we can do. It just hasn't been the time to do that yet. So we'll just get a couple of cards once again. So alright. Now that's funny, I see the 3 of air here, but it's funny because I kind of saw that earlier and I was wondering about it, but it was just a card that fell out. But the first card we have is 2 of fire, and I'll show you them in a moment. So 3 of air is a middle card, and we have a major arcana, it's reversed, so it's high importance. It's 18, the moon, Archangel Haniel. Okay. So, I'll be right back. It'll be just a moment for you guys, because, right now we're just doing right now they're doing the vacuuming. So, I'll be right back. It'll just be a blip for you guys. Alright. So, we were going over the cards. I'll just go over them again. I'll actually show the pictures. 2 of fire. You've come into your own new partnerships or contracts. Continue to move forward. Let's see. It's not really showing up too well. I'm trying to get the light in there. There we go. I have to put it at an angle. Okay. Whoa. Things are just falling all the time, but it's alright, because it just happens sometimes. So we have the 3 of air, and I was saying, this card fell out earlier when I was shuffling, and so I just feel it's important in a certain way. We'll see what kind of message it has for us. And the message on the bottom is great sadness. Take time to heal. The need to forgive yourself or others. And number 18, the moon, Archangel Haniel. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back. Okay, and there are 2 past life oracle cards. One is Lessons and Blessings. And yeah, I just feel like I have like messages coming through, it seems, but they're not clear at the moment. But I'm just wanting to show the cards first, and then we'll get going. So the last card we have is Finances. Let's see, there we go. Let me just have the coins there. Trying to, it's not really, lighting's a little bit strange, so I don't know how you're seeing on your side. So that's what's concerning me, and just a lot going on right now, but that's alright. So I feel guided to still go with the 3 of air, because that seems to be the concern right now, as what is this means for us, because a 3 of air usually is like the 3 of swords, and you usually have like a heart in the middle with 3 swords in it. And so, of course, the card says great sadness, time to heal, the need to forgive yourself for others. And I just feel like, this, I just have to come out and, kind of just get it out somehow and say, yes, there's, I also know the placement is like in the middle. So it's like there is sadness, but it's not really it's not the kind of sadness that you feel that is like, even if you had times when you felt like you had very little hope at all, like this is one of those times where you feel sadness, but it's not because you don't have hope. It's like, it's because you're just kind of trying to figure out what it is, and you have a right to be sad because there's things that that should be yours and that you worked hard for, and yet you're not able to have them. Not because you're being, you're saying you want things now, like in a selfish way, in a way that's, instant gratification kind of thing. It's not like that. It's like you've worked hard and you deserve those things, and now it's like you feel sadness because you have a right to feel sad, but at the same time you do keep going and take action to do things no matter what. You keep going and you never give up, and regardless of what it feels like you'll never, it's kind of like, oh, that kind of feeling that other people or what you've thought of have said, like, oh, that'll never happen, or whatever, you'll never get that, or that'll never be accomplished, that kind of voice in your head that says those things. Or I don't think, most of the time it's probably, hopefully it's not coming from other people, but that kind of voice that comes through and hits you in the face and says those things, but it's not true, and that you deserve the things that you're getting, and you're gonna get more, but you just, there is a sadness, but it's more than that. Like I said in the last reading last Friday when I posted it for the weekly guidance, it's like a spectrum almost of emotion, and it's not even a spectrum. I'm trying to think of the word. Because it's something that you're feeling all at the same time. You're feeling the sadness, but you're feeling hope, and you're feeling happiness, and you're feeling, sometimes anger, and sometimes you're feeling other things as well, and it's just like all at the same time. So it's not really like you're at this one area and you're only feeling this kind of sadness. It's like, you're feeling a whole bunch of emotions at the same time, and and so it's hard to explain that, when you're saying like, well, I'm sad about this, but I'm happy about a lot of things, and other people are just like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what do you actually feel? It's like, I'm trying to tell you, but you're not listening, or you don't get it. So we go to 2 of Fire, and you come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. So this is kind of like what I'm talking about, the energy of like, yeah, you come into your own, and and there's so much going on that's happy for you, and it's a 2 of Fire, and usually there's like a choice like involved or something like that, but I'm just feeling like, no, it's just kind of just with people that you want to be with, and kind of those kind of things, instead of like you have to make decisions all the time, but it's still, you're just feeling a whole bunch of emotions, and this is one of them. Just like, oh yeah, I've done so much, and I know I've accomplished a lot, and so I don't need to be upset and in some ways, but of course I'm upset that things aren't going the way I want them, even though I've worked really hard for them. And you know that you're not being selfish, and you know that things need to work out, and they will, because you've been working so hard on it, and you keep going, regardless of, disappointments that you've had, multiple times in the past, and, that you might have to deal with in the future and the present. It doesn't mean that you aren't taking your, ground, that you're not making movement forward in big ways that, you don't always realize. And that's what leads me to the next card, the Moon card. And the archangel that we have is Haniel. And the number is once again 18. And it says, important psychic insights. Events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back. And so, once again, behind the scenes, things are happening. The things that you are accomplishing, that you've taken action, you don't always see them. And it's important that you notice that, things are happening. I mean, little things that seem like they're just normal, like maybe they're not. Maybe there is something that's about them that is not what they seem. And that's also has to do with the Moon card. Just pay attention to how you feel about things and take note of it, and don't just shake them off. I mean, if there's something that you're just like, I'm not sure about that, but just keep them on your mind, like somewhere in the background, your subconscious even. Just, let it be there and say, well, okay, I paid attention to this. I'm not sure about it yet, but I just took notice of it, and, maybe it'll be important even more later on, even though it is important now. But, I'm just not sure how to feel about it. So just remember that the major arcana card, the Moon card, is in, especially, whenever you see this video is the time you need to see it. But, especially for, since I'm making it, for, this week. But really it's for whenever you see it, like whenever this video you viewed it and you just needed to see it at the time. It doesn't matter which time you chose to watch a video. It doesn't matter which videos they are. Like if you see a video that you think you need a message from, that they have the message in that video for you, and that will confirm what you already know, then check out whatever it is, that even if it's like, really old, or like sometimes people put videos that are for later on, or like, they do the yearly videos. Of course, it doesn't matter, like you can watch any video and it will have new information for you if you feel guided to watch it. So just use your intuition. That's also part of this card, of course. That's like probably the whole point, but I still want to mention that anyways. But just paying attention to how you feel, and knowing that your work is not for nothing, and that you will make it through, and whatever challenges, however big or small they are, you will get through them, and you will find a way to make other things happen in your life, because you already have made things happen. And even if you didn't, like, your life is more important than what people think is valuable about you, because you already are valuable just by being alive. But you have accomplished things, and that's what's important, that you realize that, and that you realize your importance just as a human being. Being able to be who you are, and not have anybody put you down for whatever they expect from you. Just you doing whatever it is that you feel that is right, or whatever you can do at the time to take care of yourself. So that's what's important. And so also, like, that this goes along with the Lessons of Blessings card that we got, because that's the whole point. Like, we're going through so many things, and it doesn't always equal that that we need more lessons in the things that we're experiencing. It's just sometimes things happen, and you have to go through them, because they're now part of your life, regardless of where they're coming from and who created that situation in your life. You still have to deal with the situation. You still have to deal with the lessons, and see the blessings in any way you can, because sometimes you can be frustrated at all the things you go through. And it doesn't mean that you're not happy about a lot of things, but you just notice that there's some things that are just really unfair and that you really know that you don't deserve, that, happen to you and, people around you. And so it's just important to keep noticing things and, all the things that happen, that it will work out, that you're just gotta keep going. You can't just stop and think that things are gonna never do well. Like, you don't listen to anything that's telling you that it will never work out, because you just have to keep working towards what it is that you want. And only you can know that, and you can think, someone else knows better for you, but they don't. They can help advise you, but the people that should be, if they do it, then they do it from their heart. They don't do it because they want to feel like they know better than you, or that you say, oh, it's because of me that you accomplished this. It's like, no, that's wrong. You're the one that accomplished the things in your life, and it's like a tiresome thing when people try to take credit for all the things that you do, because no one should be taking credit for all the things that you do. You're the only one that can make things happen in your life, and you have to go through so much, and you shouldn't have to take somebody else's like ego on trying to like take credit for what you do. So don't, buy into that. Don't let people, try to, there are people that, oh, I want to help people. It's like, but you do it from the wrong place. There are people like that. And, it's just important to be like, well, okay, just do things from your heart, and that's all you can do from, and not try to, like be somebody that's trying to take credit for something, that someone else is doing, or try to, it's just hard to explain. It's just something that, you'll notice when people do it, and, but it's just important that that you're able to get the things that you want in your life, and just don't give up on those big dreams that you see. You see ways to do it, but you're still like really unsure about how to get it done. But it also goes with finances, because there's so many times that comes up, right, in our life. You have to be realistic about a lot of things. You think, well, how am I going to be able to do that? There's just no way I can do that, even if I worked full time, or or something like that. And you just don't understand how it's going to work. But there are real ways that it can help. Be real people that can help you. And it may not seem apparent right now, but you have to know that somehow there are, we all have to work together. We all have to know that, when we can help each other, we should, only, of course, when it feels right, not because, you're feeling like pushed to do something. You should never do something because you feel pushed to, or that you don't really want to do. You don't have to help everybody, because you have to help yourself first of all. And if you don't have the things that you need for yourself, and even if you do have more than enough, like, and you just don't feel right about, for some reason there's one person and you don't think they're coming from a good place, that is expecting help from you, or expecting you to give them something, and they haven't. There's certain things that, people all deserve food and shelter, and that is true. But, there's some people that, expect things in a certain way. And it's once again one of those concepts that's kind of hard to explain, that it's kind of just, you get a feeling about somebody, and they're just trying to take advantage of everybody, and they don't want to work at all. And, and we all have to just decide on those things and discern what is, what do we be charitable? When are we able to be charitable? And when are we needing help ourselves? And not only financially, but just like somebody to care about us, to listen. There's some people that need someone to listen to them, because so many people just want to give you advice, and they want to just tell you how to think or what to do, and all you just want is someone to listen to you, and that is, what is needed so much. Like, I love listening, but I don't get people to listen to me when I need it. And so I know that I'm not the only one, and I know that, each one of us, what we deal with, it's not less because everyone deals with that in some way or another, but some more than others, and some people always get someone to listen to them because they speak louder, and they get, they just find people to listen to them, and maybe, they just kind of feed off of each other or whatever, but, sometimes, you can go overboard, somebody could go overboard with wanting someone to listen to them, and other times people just, don't listen to them. But I really think, as long as, what really matters to me is I get to say what I need to say, and I find different ways to do it, and I'm creative at it. And I know that we all can do that, and that we're all doing that in our lives. And that's what's important to me, that, that we all see that, regardless, we're got through to, like, trying to figure out how we're going to make it financially. But it also goes to much deeper that, we just need to help each other in so many different ways. And we need to find a way to do that, in a way that matters to us. Like, that, do we really want to help that person? Would that actually help them in the long run? Having the discernment to do that, and also, pay attention to the moon card, your intuition, and, knowing that things are happening behind the scenes, and being able to read that information and know that it's there for you. Archangel Haniel can help you with that. You can ask her. She also deals with the moon phases, and she's just she seems like very feminine to me, but it can be masculine if that's what you feel. But just knowing that you can actually, find people, to be around that are actually nurturing to you, and you're nurturing to them. Basically, both of you are helping each other in a big way, and you're there for each other in the way that only you two can be helping each other. And I guess that's kind of what the Two of Fire was here for too. The partnership of two people. And that's, really powerful. And yeah, so that's what I was like, it wasn't really a decision. It was just these two people here. I just, this all working out, and it's wonderful to see that. And that's how life can work out, that you see connections and things, and not just in tarot, just like in your everyday life. Do you see connections? And when you see or hear something that makes sense to you, pay attention to it, and know that somehow you'll get the timing right to be where you need to be at the right time, to meet the right people, and to get what you need, but not in a selfish way, because you shouldn't try to take more than you need, but you should just be patient and not try to, don't ever try to screw somebody over because you say, well, I never got what I needed. I need this now, and I won't, you're not trusting that, whatever you feel you're connected to is taking care of you. Whatever you feel that is kind of like creative energy is, you need to trust that you'll be taken care of, even if you think that has never been the case. But you need to find a way for yourself to believe that you can take care of yourself, but that there is something greater in our lives that is also there, and that, people will reach out when it's necessary, but not to people that are going to be selfish or something like that, and want to take more than they, they basically take advantage of people. So just realize that things are happening in your life that will make sense. They'll make sense in a certain way now, and then they'll make sense later on. And things in the past, you'll look back and you'll see them differently, and then of course that'll happen again in the future. You'll say, oh, I see this differently again, and now it makes more sense in this way. But all those ways are right. It just, different things happen in certain ways, and that's why I was speaking about the videos earlier, watching certain videos at certain times, regardless of when they were made for. Those make a difference because, they help confirm what you feel, and, just all these things, what happened in the past and what's going to happen, what's happening now, they'll make sense in a different way, as time goes on. So please just remember that. Just know that, everything will work out somehow in a different way for each one of us. And, once again, I have to say this again, like, that we are all, have things that we're really good at. And, but it doesn't make it better than anyone else. But it makes, you are good at things that some people aren't good at as well as you. But once again, it's not an ego thing where you say, I'm better than you. And, you shouldn't, try to think that you can be better than me or something like that, because it's not one of those things where nobody can be better than you, because that's not true, because everyone is needed. Everyone that says the things that they say, the way they say it, you couldn't be like that, and nobody can be like you unless you're trying to be like somebody else, which is another thing entirely. But everyone is unique and everyone is needed. So, it's not about not having confidence in yourself, but it's important to look at everyone and say, they have what they need, whatever they have is what they need, and they're not, less than you, and they're, it's just something important to, if you come across this kind of feeling, the way people look at you and think you don't, have it all together, and you're not worth, as much as somebody else, because they don't see value in you. And so it's just important to see that in yourself, because a lot of times nobody's going to be able to see how much of a blessing, how much how great you can be as a person. They don't see all the great things about you, and there's lots of times that you come across situations you can't replicate, and other people won't ever see those situations. So that's why it's just like you need to see it not in an arrogant way, but in a way that you see value in yourself, because you deserve to see yourself as worthy of the greatest things in life. But, once again, just not, letting somebody, lift you up so much that you think you're better than everybody else. So it's just a balance kind of thing, and just finding a way to figure that out. And so that's, obviously very important. And so, I'm really glad, once again, that I got to do this reading for you guys, and, had some interruptions, but it got through, and that's all that matters. So thank you once again for watching, and I hope it helped you as always. And, I want, just a lot of things that I want to say, but it just has to wait for another video. If you have any questions, always just leave a comment for me, and I will do my best to always answer to the best of my ability. And and it's just from a my just perspective, not just from a place that people try to come from an all-knowing kind of thing or whatever, and I'm just like, no, it's just coming from experience and what I feel is right, and it doesn't have to be what everyone else thinks is right. It's just coming, it's basically just not there to tell anyone what to do or what to think. It's just like, hey, I'll just come from my own perspective. And, I see other people's perspectives too, so I might add, say, oh, we, add certain things to let you know that, hey, this, another way of looking at it, if that's needed in the situation. And, but, really, my perspective on things is just all over the place, because I see things from a lot of different perspectives, and so, it's not really clear all the time, but it'll make sense when I actually put it down into words. That's the problem with things. It just, sometimes things don't come out the way they need to. So that's just the way of things sometimes. So anyways, thank you once again. I rambled on, but I needed to. So, and plus it's my video. So, so anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.